The Red Sea's turquoise calm stretches for miles, its surface reflecting the last light of day. Yet beneath this serene exterior, a storm of ambition and rivalry churns, hidden from the untrained eye. By night, massive container ships glide silently across the water, their lights twinkling like distant stars. They carry oil, grain, and goods through the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a narrow passage that serves as a lifeline for global trade, connecting continents and economies. But now, a new rivalry simmers in these waters, as nations compete for influence and control. This contest is fought not with weapons, but with contracts, investments, and the subtle art of diplomacy. Eritrea, long isolated from the world stage, is suddenly thrust into the spotlight as the epicenter of a high-stakes contest for power. Italy, seeking to reclaim echoes of its colonial legacy and reassert its presence in Africa. The UAE, eager to cement its regional dominance and secure vital trade routes. And the UK, intent on protecting its post-Brexit trade interests, all converge on Eritrea's strategic ports. These gateways are more than just entry points. They could tip the balance of power in the Horn of Africa and far beyond. Control here means more than just access to shipping lanes. It's about securing economic leverage, ensuring security, and countering the growing influence of global giants like China and Russia. Recent regional crises, from conflicts to political upheavals, have only heightened the stakes, turning every diplomatic move and business deal into a high-stakes gamble with global repercussions. While much of the world's attention is focused elsewhere, a subtle but consequential struggle is quietly unfolding along Eritrea's rugged coast. Here, dusty ports and bustling docks have become the unlikely fulcrum of global power and ambition. The ships pass on, their crews unaware they're sailing through the heart of a new Cold War, one fought with influence, alliances, and economic might. The Red Sea keeps its secrets, but the ambitions of nations are now impossible to ignore, as the world's next great game quietly unfolds on these storied shores. Eritrea's coastline is defined by two names, Assab and Massawa, geopolitical linchpins. Assab, near the Bab el-Mandeb, offers control over a choke point for nearly 10% of global trade. Its location makes it a prime site for surveillance and military staging. Massawa, Eritrea's deepwater port, is a historic crossroads and a potential gateway for Ethiopia's vast market. For Ethiopia, Massawa could break its dependence on Djibouti, reshaping regional trade. Instability in the Red Sea has turned these ports into critical security assets. For Italy, the UAE, and the UK, investing here is about more than commerce. It's about influence and access to Africa's future. Control of these ports means a seat at the table as the Horn of Africa's destiny is decided. The stakes are high, and the competition is fierce. Italy's renewed interest in Eritrea is a bid to turn its colonial past into a strategic future. The echoes of empire linger in the streets of Asmara, where Italian architecture stands as a reminder of a complicated legacy. Today, Italy is not seeking to reclaim lost territory, but to redefine its relationship with Eritrea in a rapidly changing world. Rome now seeks partnership, not domination, driven by the need to secure trade routes and manage migration at its source. Italian officials emphasize cooperation, hoping to build trust and mutual benefit, rather than impose old hierarchies. Disruption in the Red Sea would cripple Italian commerce, making stability here a national priority. The Red Sea is a lifeline for Italian imports and exports, and any instability threatens not just Italy, but the broader European economy. By investing in Eritrea's ports, Italy hopes to create jobs and stem migration, blending humanitarian aims with hard interests. Training programs and infrastructure upgrades are designed to offer hope to Eritrean youth, while also serving Italy's strategic needs. Yet, Italy's history casts a long shadow. Every move is scrutinized for echoes of colonialism. The past is never far away, and skepticism remains among Eritreans who remember the costs of foreign rule. The UAE's wealth and the UK's diplomatic reach make the competition even tougher. Eritrea is now a stage for global powers, each vying for influence and opportunity. Italy's advantage is cultural familiarity, but it must prove it can deliver real benefits, not just nostalgia. Shared language and heritage open doors, but promises must be matched by action. Success depends on respectful partnership and meaningful investment. Only by listening to Eritrean voices and responding to local needs can Italy hope to build lasting ties. In this crowded field, Italy must outmaneuver richer, bolder rivals. The competition is fierce, and the stakes are high for all involved. The challenge: transform history from a liability into a unique asset. If Italy can reconcile its past with a vision for the future, it may yet find a new role in the Horn of Africa. In the Red Sea's new game, only tangible results will matter. For Italy, the true test will be whether its presence brings real progress or simply revives old ghosts. The UAE has emerged as a bold power broker in the Horn of Africa. Its military base in Assab signaled a new era, but after its closure, the UAE shifted to economic influence. Billions invested in Africa and deep trade ties with Eritrea have embedded the UAE in the region's fabric. The Emirates' strategy secure maritime supply chains and counter rivals by building a network of friendly ports. Its approach is transactional: elite relationships, strategic investments, and rapid adaptation. Yet, setbacks like the failed Sudan port deal show the risks of this model. Still, the UAE's mix of money, military, and vision makes it a formidable player. It's not just building infrastructure, it's buying influence and future security. The contest for Eritrea's ports is central to its regional ambitions. For the UK, the Red Sea is now a lifeline for post-Brexit trade. Securing navigation through the Bab el-Mandeb is vital for British prosperity. A presence in Eritrea's ports would give the Royal Navy a strategic foothold, protecting commerce and countering threats. Britain's approach is pragmatic: quiet diplomacy, naval assets, and leveraging financial influence. The UK aims to balance regional powers, ensuring no single rival dominates the Red Sea. Its strategy: subtle influence, not overt control. Britain's watchful eye on Eritrea is about safeguarding trade and stability. In this new era, maritime security and economic strength are inseparable. The Red Sea is now a crowded chessboard of global and regional power plays, where every move is calculated and every piece is significant. Italy, the UAE, and the UK are just part of a larger contest involving the US, China, Russia, and ambitious Gulf states, each vying for influence and control over these strategic waters. Saudi Arabia's push to modernize Assab, Turkey's moves in Somalia, and Qatar's financial clout add to the volatility, creating a complex web of interests and alliances. Shifting alliances and local conflicts make long-term strategy perilous, as nations constantly reassess their positions and partnerships. Ethiopia's quest for port access, fueled by nationalist rhetoric, destabilizes the region further, as it seeks to assert its presence and secure vital trade routes. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, launched without regional consensus, has heightened tensions, particularly with downstream nations concerned about water security. Eritrea's ports are now the focal point where all these interests collide, becoming a critical juncture for trade and military strategy. The Asmara government is courted by many, but playing rivals against each other is risky, as it navigates a delicate balance of power. The region's militarization and economic competition have pushed it to the brink, with each nation fortifying its position and preparing for potential conflict. The Red Sea could become a flashpoint for a much wider confrontation, as the stakes continue to rise and the potential for conflict looms large. The stakes have never been higher, and the world watches closely as this critical region teeters on the edge. Eritrea, once isolated, is now a coveted strategic prize. Its ports offer a rare opportunity for economic revival and global integration. Billions in potential investment could transform Assab and Massawa, creating jobs and new trade links. Eritrea now has leverage to choose its partners and set terms, a dramatic reversal of fortune. But this opportunity is fraught with danger. Rival powers bring their conflicts with them. Becoming a hub for one could make Eritrea a target for others. Navigating these competing interests will test Eritrean diplomacy to its limits. The contest for Eritrea's ports is a barometer of shifting global power. The future of the Red Sea and the Horn of Africa is being decided now in these quiet negotiations. Eritrea's choices will ripple far beyond its shores.